time's a charm, Danny. You mess it up one more time, your head's gone! Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Vibe Talks on YouTube. Today, we're going to be talking about, are we in a simulation or not? And if you haven't noticed, I do have a guest with me. He's being kind of annoying today, but, it's Danny DeVito! Cardboard cutout Danny DeVito, not the actual Danny DeVito, but yeah. I'm going to divide my rant today into 3 parts. Part 1 is just going to be on simulation theory, as I already talked about. Part 2 is going to be on many worlds theory, and part 3 is going to be on dimensions, multi-dimensions, stuff like that. Okay, let's get into the rant. Simulation theory, what is it? Well, the idea of simulation theory revolves around the fact that we are almost at the point in our technological advancement where we can almost create video games where those characters in those video games, those simulations, think that they're real. So, what says that we're not real? If we can almost do it in the little amount of time that we've been around, what says it hasn't happened to us? You know what I mean? Tim, you better stop blabbing on, bro. I don't want to hear you anymore. Oh my God, you better not talk for the rest of the video, bud. Oh my God. Sorry for the little jump cut there. Danny was yapping on. But the basic way that simulation theory is rebutted is the fact that, no computer has enough computation power to simulate a whole world with almost 8 billion people and all their interactions without completely crashing. And my response to that is it doesn't have to. If you've ever played a video game before, most video games, when you're not looking at a certain thing, like say you're facing this way in a video game, it doesn't actually compute what's behind you. It's not there unless you turn around. And the same thing applies to us. You can't prove that what's behind you is there unless you turn around. And then what's behind you now isn't there unless you turn around again, if that makes any sense. And you can't, and it has a lot of jump cuts and a lot of shortcuts to where it doesn't have to simulate the whole world. Our Earth could be hollow unless you dig under it and prove that it's no longer hollow, because then that's the only time that it simulates it. We could be standing on a literal hollow ball. Unless you dig into it, now it's no longer hollow, if that makes any sense. I'm not saying I believe in simulation theory. I'm just saying that's how people explain it. Because the basic rebuttal is, it doesn't have enough computation power to be able to compute almost 8 billion people's interactions with the world. But it doesn't need to. Because if you learn any video game, no video game computes the whole world unless you're actually looking at that part of the world. Next, many worlds theory. The reason I talk about many worlds theory and I'm going to be talking about multi-dimensional theory with simulation theory is because they kind of coincide and they're both all like similar and I find them equally as interesting. Many worlds theory is based on quantum mechanics, and I'm just going to dumb this down, basically just give you a little run through of how it works. Quantum mechanics states that every possible outcome will happen, and that developed many worlds theory. Meaning that, say you flip a coin, and it lands on heads for you. There will be another world where it lands on tails. Say you're taking a multiple choice test, and there's A, B, C, D, and you fill out A. There will be 3 other worlds where you fill out B, where you fill out C, and where you fill out D. So there's basically an infinite amount of worlds. Not necessarily an infinite amount of worlds, but there's a lot of worlds where it's almost infinite because you can't really count them. Because it simulates every possibility. And every day you encounter thousands and thousands of different scenarios where you could have picked a different decision. Next, multiple dimensions. This one scares me. This one terrifies me. The reason being is that multiple, I always call it multi-dimensional theory. It's not necessarily called that, but I just say multi-dimensional theory. The reason it terrifies me is because it kind of states that there could be somebody from a higher dimension sitting right next to me right now, sitting right by Danny, standing right by Danny, sitting on top of Danny. Who knows? They could be there and I can't see them because they're in a different dimension. Now you might be asking yourself, Joe, that's not physically possible. Yes, it is. I'll explain why. The best way I can explain this is literally just going through every dimension and then it'll make sense. A 0-dimensional figure is just a point. That doesn't matter. A 1-dimensional figure is a line, like this, like 2 segments, like a line segment. Imagine if you're 1 dimension. You can only go front and you can only go back. You can only look forward and you can only look back. You can't look side to side or up and down. Now, if you're 2 dimensions, say you're a square. Say you are a 2-dimensional figure. You can look front, back, left, and right, but you can't look up and down. So say a 2-dimensional figure say a person's two-dimensional. I know no people are two-dimensional, but just be theoretical with me. Say somebody's two-dimensional. They can't look up or down, but they can look every other direction. A three-dimensional person can look down at that two-dimensional person, and the two-dimensional person does not even know that the three-dimensional person exists unless they enter their 2D world, which they can't really do. That the same thing applies with other dimensions that are higher than ours, because we can look, yeah, front, back, left, right, up, down. Yeah, we all know that. We're three-dimensional. But we might not be able to interact with another dimension that we don't know about. Yeah, what direction would that be? We don't know, but that's because we can't experience it. So literally, I'm not even crazy. This is literally a scientific theory that there could be other people in other dimensions higher than ours interacting with us, and we just can't see them because we're not as high of a dimension as them. It's the same thing it's literally the same thing that applies with 2D people looking at 3D people and 3D people trying to look at 5D people. It's not possible. That's why you can say that. That's what scares me the most. That theory terrifies me. Out of all of them, I would say multi-dimension theory seems most possible to me, whereas simulation theory seems most possible to most people. People like Elon Musk and Stephen Hawking, a bunch of other like prominent, Stephen Hawking's a theoretical physicist, but Elon Musk is just like a really rich, smart guy. They all see it as insanely possible. Elon Musk said, I think it's a 99% chance that we are in a simulation. That's terrifying. Because what if we're a video game? That's scary. I mean, we would all be like Danny. We would be fake. This isn't real Danny if you haven't noticed by now. It's fake Danny. It's Danny DeVito cardboard cutout Danny. It's not real Danny. What if we're like him? What if we're fake? That's terrifying. I'm done with him today. He's been annoying me. But yeah. That's just my basic explanation of simulation theory, multi-world theory, many-world theory, and multi-dimensional theory. Let me know your thoughts on them, and let me know what you would like me to rant about next. And please leave a like on this video. Thank you.